Evil can be defined, but it's hard to pin down. Simply put, an evil person is someone who engages in malevolent behaviors. Some argue that they're immoral, sick, depraved, or wicked, but those words are hard to define. Immorality to one is normalcy to another. But when you meet an evil person, no amount of questioning definitions will change your mind. The truth is, you will know it when you see it. Evil people come from all sorts of places, often ones you wouldn't expect. We find them at our schools, at our churches and places of worship, in the homes of our friends, everywhere we look. While it's generally comforting to believe that people are inherently good, with infrequent minor lapses in character and willpower, there are other individuals who just prove this philosophy wrong. Have you ever met people who were completely inconsiderate to those around them? People who had no problem hurting other people's feelings, and using others' weaknesses to their advantage. These are pretty obvious hints of vile behavior, but sometimes it comes in the form of microaggressions, so subtle you wouldn't even think it has any malice. Number 1. They have a habit of lying. Lying can be an altruistic pursuit used to protect people, and prevent conflicts from escalating. This is simply not the case with evil people. More often than not, these people will lace lies together, just because they feel like juicing up a story, even if it means adding details that didn't exist or speaking on behalf of someone without consent. When caught, they will either lie some more, and provide countless reasons to validate that lie, or just ignore you completely. We all lie. We lie when we're afraid of hurting someone else's feelings. Sometimes we do it to protect ourselves. In a way, we use lies as social lubricants to navigate the intricacies of relationships. But what sets a truly evil person apart is that they lie just for the heck of it. Evil people can't tell an answer straight. You know they're lying because their story is always changing. One thing is constant though, they lie because it serves them. According to clinical psychologist David Lay, often, people tell lies because they are trying to control a situation, and exert influence toward getting the decisions or reactions they want. The truth can be inconvenient because it might not conform to their narrative. To evil people, lying is simply a sport. From hiding their true identity to twisting the truth for their convenience, it's all just a game they love to play. Bottom line is, these people lied to your face because they do not value your trust, or your friendship. Number 2. They deliberately provoke and mislead people. Successfully lying and being smug about it is one thing, but manipulating other people's feelings is a whole different kind of sinister. The problem is that these provocations and white lies are done so subtly you wouldn't even recognize them. Take this for example, you skipped a day of school or work because of a family emergency. When you asked how your professor or boss took your absence, the person will blow things out of proportion because they want to worry you. You end up feeling guilty and anxious, even though there is no reason to be. Before going on, if you feel that I have given you some value, please help me by smashing the like button, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell, so you will be updated when I upload new videos like this. Number 3. They are manipulative. The only time evil people will care about you is when they're considering how you fit into their plans. Evil people are incredibly manipulative, and the bummer thing is you won't realize it until the deed is done. Relationship therapist Darlene Lancer defines manipulation as a way to covertly influence someone with indirect, deceptive, or abusive tactics. Evil people take this up a notch because they are willing to cross any line to get what they want. They will use your fears, appeal to your guilt, or play mind games without remorse. What makes it worse is the uncanny subtlety of it. You won't notice they're manipulating you until it's too late. A classic example is when a person bails on you so you can complete an activity by yourself. Before the actual activity, people like this can mislead you into thinking that they will be good partners. They will goad you into sharing ideas and feign reliability. When it's time to put in some hours, they will create countless excuses and make you feel horrible for confronting them. If there are evil people in your life who manipulate you like this, it's essential to learn how to stand up for yourself. Because you do have a choice to end this cycle of pain and misery. Number 4. They are unsympathetic. Needless to say, heinous people are heartless. This is mostly rooted in their strong drive for self-preservation, which empowers them to commit selfish acts at the expense of other people. Sometimes, their apathy shows in everyday interactions. Telltale signs include cruelty to those in need. Have you ever met a person who openly makes fun of the poor? A certain race, maybe? Complete discrimination of the disabled? These 3 tendencies show that the person you are dealing with is not only immature, but also incredibly unkind. Number 5. They're cruel to anyone they consider as beneath them. Why would one human being be mean or cruel to another human being? Aren't we all just trying to get through this life together? It turns out that evil people take a great deal of joy in hurting other people, and if your friend is always stabbing someone in the back, chances are they are not really your friend at all. They are extremely difficult to deal with. How do they treat their servers? What are they like when they're in a position of superiority? Do they abuse their power? This is the real test that can prove if someone is really evil. By how they treat people they don't consider useful or equal to them. That's because evil people don't see others as human beings with emotions. They see people as pawns, with their value defined by how useful they could be to them. French philosopher Gabriel Honoré Marcel calls this, the spirit of abstraction as a factor making for war. He defines it as the practice of conceiving of people as functions rather than as human beings. You can always tell the character of someone by how they treat others, after all. Number 6. They laugh at the misfortune of others. While it might be funny to watch a trending video of someone falling on their face while walking down the road, in real life, it is not quite as funny. If you find someone in your life taking pleasure in the misfortune of another, it might be because they are toxic. They may tell you it's all in good fun. But the truth is that toxic people don't have the wherewithal to see things from other people's perspectives, and what might seem hilarious to them is quite disturbing to others. When you think about it, it's kind of creepy that someone would laugh at another person getting hurt. Number 7. They are mean to animals. It's hard to believe that people are mean to animals, but it happens every day. And if the person in your life is not actually being mean to animals, but is just ignoring them, it might be just as bad. People who have no connection to other living things are not just toxic, but they are thought to be some kind of evil. What's more, people who hurt animals often go on to harm human beings. So steer clear of people who aren't kind to animals. Number 8. They stick with you when it's convenient for them. What's worse than a friend that stabs you in the back? A friend that only calls when they need something. And that something usually means you need to go way out of your way to help them out. Which you do, because they lay on a thick guilt trip to get you to do the things they want you to do every time. Friends live busy lives, and that's okay. We all have distant friendships that are easily rekindled when reunited. The main difference is that real friends do come and go. But they also stay when you need them the most. They understand the importance of celebrating your successes as grieving for your losses. The evil person, on the other hand, doesn't care about your sentiments. They come and go according to what is convenient for them. Gestures like venting out problems to you, loaning money from you, and asking favors may appear friendly at first but will eventually reveal themselves as non-mutual gestures. Soon enough, you will realize that these friendly benefits aren't intermutually. So don't count on anyone reciprocating it. Number 9. They show no remorse. You know the worst part about it all? They aren't ever sorry for the things they do and the way they make you feel. Evil people truly have no remorse. If you press them on the fact that they're unapologetic for their malevolent behavior, they'll deflect, push it off onto you, and gaslight you into thinking the reality you know to be true isn't actually true. In reality, all they want to do is maintain their current quality of life by controlling you, and an apology would indicate fallibility. Even after hurting someone, whether by accident or on purpose, they don't show any remorse. You see this in courtroom settings, when murderers accept their sentencing without batting an eye, but you don't usually see it in the boardroom. It happens though, more than we'd like to admit. And you can be assured that people who don't show any emotions are not good people. The evil ones in our world want you to see perfection, to keep you wrapped around their fingers. Admission of fault would shatter that image they've carefully cultivated. Number 10. They give off a bad vibe. Never doubt your gut instincts. It's your brain's way of digesting subtle nonverbal cues that you oftentimes miss. According to one study, there's a reason why we feel bad vibes from someone. Researchers suggest that we give off emotional residue. When we're feeling a certain way, we leave emotional energy around that others can pick up, which affects how others see and interact with us. It doesn't matter what they are doing, you just can't seem to relax around them, and you keep thinking they are going to say or do something that is not appropriate. Evil people don't know what boundaries are, and they like to stomp all over them anyway, so it doesn't matter if they recognize any boundaries you have in your life. Sometimes, you'll feel this feeling so strong that you can't be around someone without ever really knowing why. Pay attention to what your gut is telling you. Your body can pick up bad vibes from other bodies, and will try to make you see what kind of person he or she really is. When you meet evil people, you'll know. Sure, you won't necessarily be able to point a finger on it, but you'll feel there's just something off about them. So how can you get rid of evil people? You can set boundaries. Setting boundaries is crucial in any relationship, especially when dealing with a toxic person. Boundaries set the standards of how you let people treat you. It keeps them in line. When you establish strong boundaries, you basically tell someone, you can't treat me this way. Here are 2 steps to developing boundaries that stick, according to mental health counselor Dr. Tracy Hutchinson. Know your limits. Dr. Hutchinson explains, identifying your limits in relationships is the first step in maintaining healthy boundaries. What is acceptable behavior within a relationship? Stick with your boundaries and know what to do when they're crossed. Often, those who lack assertiveness skills, who don't want to be mean, may be at risk for boundary violations because they don't want to hurt someone's feelings and put their needs on the back burner. Be firm. Know your worth. By doing this, you won't ever tolerate any mistreatment from evil people. Next, try to distance yourself. Rising above may prove difficult when dealing with toxic people. Narcissists, particularly, are hard to reason with. You can go around in circles with an evil person, be the more logical one, and still feel like you're losing. Sometimes, rising above is the healthiest thing you can do for yourself. There are just some battles you can't win. You need to learn how to distance yourself. Learn how to walk away from situations that are just not worth it. Tell yourself to just let it go. Keep evil people at arm's length and try your best to keep exposure at a minimum. Lastly, get angry. Here's one piece of counterintuitive advice: if you have an evil person in your life who is wearing you down, get angry about it. Do you feel guilty for being angry? Do you try to repress your anger so it goes away? If you're like most people, then you probably do. And it's understandable. We've been conditioned to hide our anger for our entire lives. In fact, the whole personal development industry is built around not being angry and instead to always think positively. Yet I think this way of approaching anger is dead wrong. Being angry about evil people can actually be a powerful force for good in your life, as long as you harness it properly. Hope this video helped you identifying anyone that is evil around you, and if you like my video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and comment down below. I will be making more videos like this. Thank you.